Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch, January 15th edition here, and we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery, and you can see that subtropical tap all the way down past Hawaii, across Pacific Ocean, into the state of California here. Strong jet stream aimed right into central and southern California. Low pressure system is developing here. It's going to move in just south of the Bay Area. Snowfall all across the Sierras. Again, another round. Big precipitation amounts across some of the areas, central California down through southern California here coming up as well. We'll take a look at those details here in a moment. Now, taking a look at the windy app, you can see that storm development off the coastline here. Some big winds coming for the coastline here and some of the higher terrain, including the Sierra Nevadas as well. Even down for Los Angeles, San Diego is going to get breezy too, potentially up towards 40 miles per hour. May include Sacramento and San Diego as well, and especially the coastal areas down towards Big Sur along the Highway 1 there. Now, taking a look here, the snow forecast, what I want to point out here is the snow level. Look at that, 3,000 feet. Do not be caught off guard by these lowering snow levels. Have your kit with you. Watch out for these moderate to major impacts potentially here. Bring your change, reduce visibility as possible. Bring your survival kit up there. It's not a joke going across some of the passes here when you get caught unprepared. And this includes a little bit of snowfall for I-5 North California too as you go in towards Oregon. The Siskiyous up there, be aware of that also. But here we go. There's the system out over the coastline here, and you can see it moving into the coast. Mainly moves in south of the Bay Area here. Pretty strong low pressure system, tight gradient on the south side of that. Big winds for the higher terrain. Lots of snow for the Sierra Nevada. Blowing snow possible as well for some of the areas up there. But look at some of the big precipitation amounts coming for Southern California out there. I wouldn't be surprised if they upgrade some of this excessive rainfall outlook to slight for down here across Southern California here in the next sometime at some point today. But you can see big snowfalls coming here across the Sierra also before the storm finally moves out of there, and then it looks like the break is coming. Maybe a couple weak systems clipping Northern California as we go on in through midweek, but we can watch that again tomorrow. Taking a look here at the 10-meter wind gusts. Look at some of these winds coming for the coastline, possibly San Francisco, all the way down towards San Diego. 40-mile-per-hour gusts, not out of the question. Same thing for some of Los Angeles metro area as well. Sierra Nevada, some of the higher terrain getting some pretty big gusts out of this system before the break comes midweek. This is total precipitation in inches. You can see the storm approaching here. This is the European, hot off the presses, the European model. And you can see the big amounts coming across Southern California here, coastal areas, foothills of the Sierra Nevada, big snows coming across the region there. So heads up for that. Extremely saturated soils already. It's not going to take much precipitation, just immediately become runoff across many of these areas here. So don't let your guard down. The break is almost here. We are almost to midweek, and this should be the last storm system for a while here, for at least a week or so for much of California. Now, taking a look at this excessive rainfall outlook here, and you can kind of see this is just marginal from the Bay Area through Southern California. Would not be surprised to see a slight upgrade at some point during today here across Southern California as well, or maybe even towards the foothills of the Sierra Nevada. Also, looks like some pretty big precipitation amounts showing up across that region there, mainly south of Sacramento. Day two, this is kind of left over from a Monday morning to Tuesday morning here, continuing for Southern California there. Maybe a slight upgrade there to cover for that Monday period there. And you can see some of the valley areas here up against the foothills of the Sierra Nevada again. But day three, look at that, all clear. The break is coming, folks. Just got to get through this one more storm. Now, this is looking at the European integrated vapor transport. It's what we measure atmospheric rivers by. You can see the storm system out here and really fairly decent atmospheric river, potentially moderate, pointed at Southern California here. More on that here in a moment, but you can see that move down towards the region here and hang out for a bit before it gets out of the region. There are some pretty good precipitation amounts. Watch out for the higher terrain there east of San Diego and just kind of east of Los Angeles metro there across some of the higher terrain all the way down through Southern California. Now look at this. You can see this yellow dot down here towards San Diego here, calling for a potentially moderate atmospheric river here as we go on in through this next storm system coming up here. So it does highlight that there quite well. You can see the white dots here mean no atmospheric river. The blue one is there as kind of a weak atmospheric river, and the yellow starts to get into moderate territory there. Now, taking a look at that low pressure system again, one more time here. There goes that storm system. This looks to make landfall right about sometime About midnight here, maybe just early Monday morning across central California, moves through the Sierra Nevada, and that's what's going to bring those low snow levels, that low tracking right over the area, fairly southerly track here. It's going to allow cold air to move down and bring that snow level down to around 3,000 feet across the area. So that's probably going to catch some people off guard there across the Sierra Nevada here. Then as that storm system moves out of here, we start to get a little bit of a break. In fact, let's update that 12Z run. It's probably got some more information to it. There goes the low pressure system here, and you can see the ridge starting to build across the region here. Look at that. Nice break coming out here. Let's let things dry out for a bit here before we start to bring some more storms down into California. This would be Friday morning here. Nice high pressure across the region. This is San Francisco, showing some gusty winds, and some of the ensemble members here, the mean is right around 40 miles per hour, so watch out for that. Could be some nuisance tree damage or nuisance power outages associated with this system as it moves through San Diego. Look at some of these ensembles, have it up towards 40 miles per hour here. The mean is actually up into the upper 30s there. Could be some nuisance power outages associated with that as well, as you get some of these westerly or southwesterly winds with this system coming through here. Los Angeles actually showing some gusts up into the 30s, maybe upper 30s as well. Also, as you go on in through Monday. And this is Big Bear. Look at it as you get higher terrain out there. Some of these gusts up towards 50, even 50 plus miles per hour. So if you are in the backcountry, higher terrain, ridge tops out there outside of the Southern California metro area, watch out for some big winds coming through the day on Monday. Now taking a look, total precipitation a little bit closer at the Bay Area. So you got one more round to go through here, and this is still some pretty good precipitation amounts down towards Santa Cruz. You can see, and it starts to pile up there a little bit. South of Sacramento, there's some pretty good amounts there too. So not quite done just yet. Down towards Big Sur, check it out. I mean, you're getting up over 2 inches of rain on an already extremely saturated surface out there. So just don't let your guard down quite yet. And this is Southern California. You can see this moisture kind of pointed at the higher terrain to the east of Los Angeles and San Diego here. Some areas getting up over 3 inches here if you go out on in through Monday night and Tuesday morning. Look at this, 3.5 inches for some of the higher terrain out there. You know, it could cause some flooding problems out there. So just kind of a heads up here. Los Angeles Metro, kind of just generally around an inch of new precipitation coming up here. Now, this is looking at snow total Cuchera. We got to go through the Sierra Nevada here. Check out some of these snowfall amounts up over 3 to 4 feet potential with this last storm for some of the area here. So do not let your guard down. It is not quite over just yet. The break is coming soon, though. This is overall winter storm impacts. Again, just trying to drill it into everybody's heads that we are not done yet. You can see some major or extreme impacts still exist across portions of the Sierra Nevada here as you go through the 3-day period. This is looking at wave heights as well. You can see the swell with that system bringing some good waves all the way down through Southern California towards the peninsula down here in Mexico as well. And then a system kind of moves by north of that. Let's actually update this. There's probably more information in there. And again, there's our system as we go through the day Monday here. Then we kind of relax a bit across much of California here as we go on in through later this week. Look at this. Some actually much relaxed wave heights across the entire state here as we go on in through Saturday morning. Give everybody a break there. Allow some cleanup. Yeah, so here's 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. Much of the state included here below average, and then 8 to 14 days. Similar thing here as well. Now, this is 6 to 10 day temperature outlook here. You can see Southwest USA kind of bullseyed here. So not much of a warm up coming here just yet for the state of California and down through the Southwest. Now, looking at current reservoir conditions, remember when we checked this, like, what was it, 10 days ago, probably, maybe a couple of weeks ago, Shasta was down into the 33% range or so. It's almost halfway full now on that reservoir, still below historical average, but we definitely got a much needed boost across a lot of these reservoirs here, even though a lot of them still are below historical averages out there. But you can see like Oroville is up towards its historical average there now at 54%. So good thing there. You got to have this rainfall to keep the life going down there across Southern California, especially across the reservoir areas there. Yeah, so anyway, this is the last storm coming up here, folks. We'll do this probably at least one more time tomorrow here and just kind of round up what's going on, what kind of impacts you can continue to expect here. And I'll continue to watch California on in through the future too, and we'll try to see if any storms start to take aim at the state through the extended forecast as well. We'll start looking at that probably tomorrow. We'll look at some extended forecasts and try to figure out what may be coming down the line here for California. Hopefully we can build up a little bit more into that reservoir, those reservoir amounts there across the state. So anyway, yeah, we'll do this again tomorrow. Hope you guys are having a good day. Click like, subscribe, turn your notifications on. If you want to click join and support the channel, click that join button there down below. And like I said, I'll continue to cover California when things get active for that region down there. And yeah, otherwise, have a good day, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.